Hello and welcome to the Lorna Marie Fitness Podcast, the show where we talk all things fitness, health, mindset and lifestyle to help you become fitter, healthier and happier. I help busy people who lack time, motivation and self-belief to look and feel great again. If you want to work with me, head over to lornamariefitness.co.uk, but for now, enjoy this episode.
Good afternoon. I hope we're all doing all right in this heat and I hope you're staying super hydrated. I have my no added sugar squash with me here. I've been sipping on that all day just to make sure that I stay hydrated. And tip is to keep it with you wherever you go. Just keep sipping throughout the day. And if you feel like you're going to forget, leave a water bottle in your car, leave one at work, leave one on the kitchen side, just everywhere so you remember to keep sipping and stay hydrated. And if you are getting a bit headachy in this heat, maybe even popping a little rehydration tablet in, like electrolyte into your water, just to help replenish the salts. That's a really good little tip. Anyway, I am here. I'm going live on my Facebook page today and in a few different groups because we've opened our doors to our 6-week reboot course, which is starting on the 18th of September. Which is, oh my gosh, that is a week. That's a week on Monday. That is when we are beginning. This is for people who are really, really busy and they struggle to make themselves a priority, but they really want to learn and work fitness into their lifestyle. But not just that, people who want to enjoy it and actually look forward to that you time, to that time when you can do workout and feel better in both your body and your mind. And also people who want to be part of a positive, supportive community who are on a similar journey, who get you, who are going to be in your corner and who are going to lift you up. So if that sounds like a little bit you, then get in touch, message me or go to the website lornamariefitness.co.uk and click get started. As I said, we start everyone on our 6-week reboot, and that is so I can help you get into good routines with your health and your fitness. And when you graduate from the 6 weeks, that's when you join our inner circle, which is our squad. You're part of the family officially when you get to that stage. But there's loads of other things that I could tell you about the squad and loads of little nuggets like our journal or our leaderboard that we have if you've got a competitive edge, or the achievements or all the socials we organise. But if you are in a place where you feel like you're a little bit stuck or you're stuck in a rut, then definitely get in touch because it's always worth just having a conversation and seeing if it's right for you. And if you're watching this and you are a member currently, you are a squaddy, just have a think, is there anyone who you would know who would love this or who have spoken about it before, or you've spoken to them and they're like, oh, that sounds quite good? Because now's the time. Come and join us before we get full. Applications they're filling up really, really quickly. I'm not just saying it. It's because we're good at what we do. Okay, moving on to the Q&A. Let's get cracking. I've got the questions right here in front of me, but if anybody has any questions in the meantime, I've got the comments box up so I can see, and if you're watching this on the replay, just do a hashtag replay so I know, and then you can add questions to this as well. Or message me. Right, we'll start from the very beginning. I've got some really great questions as always. So question 1, I've seen an article on hyperbolic stretching. Is it safe, or would you advise sticking to yoga and Pilates to increase your flexibility? Now, I'd never heard of hyperbolic stretching before, so I did my research and found that essentially it's just a program made by a guy called Alex Larson, and his principles are all principles that we do in yoga and Pilates in my classes. He does a little bit of active stretching, a little bit of passive stretching, and PNF stretching. Now, PNF stretching is the one where you work your stretch reflex. So if you could just imagine you're lying on your back and you're holding your leg up in a hamstring stretch, then sometimes I will say to you, can you push your leg into your hand, as in create a little bit of tension there and hold it for a few seconds, so that isometric contraction. Then you relax it and you find that in time you're working your stretch reflex, which is the thing that says, "Ooh, stop, you're going too far, you're going to snap." That's your body's way of basically stopping you from getting injured. But you're telling your body that it's okay, we're okay, and you build that up, and it's a great way to improve your flexibility. So he uses those 3 principles, and he says that you have to do his 8-minute stretch thing, every day for 6 days a week for 30 days. And the idea is to get you into the splits. So whether that's the front splits, that one, if you're listening to this, you're going to have to imagine what I'm doing with my fingers right now. Or that one, the one where you go straight out to the side. So the side splits, or whatever you call it. So, but at the end of the day, you have to think that this is someone trying to sell their program, and it's not backed by any science. Like, yeah, it's great. I think the great thing about it is it's getting you into a routine. You're having to commit to do that every single day for so many days. Like, of course, your flexibility is going to improve. Of course, your hip mobility is going to improve. You'll probably find that you're feeling better maybe in other areas like your back or the back of the legs or wherever. But if you commit to any sort of stretch or flexibility program, or even your own, like, right, okay, or say on demand, I'm going to do a 7-minute stretch every day, or I'm going to do 7-minute, then the 8-minute stretch. You commit to that every day, you're going to improve your flexibility too, and you will still get into the splits. So, yeah, I don't know. I would just say if you're doing yoga and Pilates currently, that's great. And if you want to try and improve your flexibility and commit to something like that, put yourself on your own. Just do 30 days of, 6 days a week, I'm going to do a stretch from on demand, or I'm going to do a short yoga or a short yoga for every day, or do part of one, something like that. And just commit to that, commit to you, and see how far you get in 30 days. One thing that I'm not a fan of is the ballistic stretching, which is where you bounce. So it was something they used to do, I say they, you may have done it yourself, in the 80s, when you're bouncing a stretch and then bouncing the other side, it's not that great, and it can really trigger injuries. So I wouldn't do that. No one wants to snap today. But yeah, I would just do what I said. Unless you want to try this program, of course, then go for it and let me know how you get on. Question number 2, should we be taking rest days from walking? Let me just put this into context. Our online squad are currently doing a step challenge, or some people in the squad are doing step challenge. It's like an opt-in thing. Now, within that, we're trying to see how far we can get in 21 days, and we're all doing it in groups. But walking is actually a really good, generally speaking, walking is a really good activity to do on rest days, because it promotes blood flow and circulation that helps you take away the waste products in your muscles like lactic acid, etc. So a gentle walk is a really good thing to do on a rest day to help release your muscles and help them to repair themselves. But this depends on, one, the intensity of the walk. Like, are you going out on a power walk? Are you going out in the dales? Obviously, that is not really quite the same as, okay, I'm going to walk my dog for 20 minutes, or I'm going to walk my dog for 40 minutes on the flat, or I'm going to walk to the co-op, or whatever it might be. Also, you've got to think about the duration. Like, if you're going to go out on a gentle walk for half an hour just to release the muscles, allow a bit of blood flow, promote recovery, versus I'm going to go on a 3-hour walk, it's also very different. So you've got to put it into context and use a little bit of common sense there. But a nice gentle walk is a great way to do a rest day. But other ways you could do a rest day is to do some stretching or a gentle yoga, a short yoga session, something like that. Just to promote mobility and just to promote your body ridding of any waste products like in your muscles, like I said, like lactic acid, etc. Question number 3. I know I should eat 5 a day, but how much fruit should I eat with having too much sugar? And does it matter when I eat it in the day? A lot of people are really concerned by this, the fruit and sugar. And I would not be concerned or worried about this at all. Like, okay, too much of anything is a bad thing. We all know that. But there are a few things that you need to know, and that is that what is in different types of fruit, and particularly in the skin. So when you think of an apple, there's so much fibre in there, so many vitamins and minerals. Is that going to outweigh the bit of sugar that's in that apple? Yes, definitely. Is sugar bad? No. Is too much sugar bad? Potentially, yes. Yes, too much of anything is a bad thing. Now, it's very, very hard to overdo it on fruit. Can you imagine eating a bag of 10 apples in one go? Chances are you would feel very bloated, very gassy, and you wouldn't want to do it again because it wouldn't be a great experience. So it's very hard to overdo it on the natural sugars when you're eating whole fruits that are full of fibre. Things that you want to be more mindful of are processed sugars, of course, but also when the fruit has been processed. Like if you're getting your fruit out of drinking 5 glasses of orange juice a day, like it's already been broken down, that isn't as great. And if you are somebody who really enjoys a glass of orange juice, I'd probably try and limit that. I'd probably have a glass a day or something. But in terms of whole fruit, I really wouldn't worry about it. And if you're having 5 pieces of fruit a day, that is just not a problem. That is absolutely fine. And it doesn't matter when you have it. It doesn't really matter at all, just as long as you're getting a good variety in there. So I'd focus on getting the whole fruits into your diet. And I'd focus on getting a good variety of fruit. And if it's something that really bothers you, there are fruits that are lower in sugar, like berries, but I wouldn't worry about it. And I wouldn't worry about the timing either. Just make sure you're getting good, nourishing food into the body, like like vegetables, like whole foods. Question number 4. I had a hip replacement some time ago. I currently got good flexibility but low mobility. I feel like my legs need to be strengthened again, as well as my stamina. Any tips or advice for addressing this? Firstly, I've got to say this, but I also strongly agree that you need to make sure you've got permission from your GP to be able to do this and to know what you should and shouldn't start off by doing. Presume that you've had the A-OK by your GP to start exercising and there are no restrictions on what you should and shouldn't be doing. I would start small. I would start really gentle, and I'd start with shorter workouts and listen to your body the whole time. Our body is very, very clever at telling us what does and doesn't feel right. And you will know the difference between ow, oh my goodness, that really, really hurt, versus, ooh, that feels a little bit achy. I mean, I hope you do. Most people would. You don't want to feel any sharp pains. So I would focus on strengthening for the classes to strengthen the lower body, your hips, your legs, your glutes. I would be doing stronger. I'd be doing the booty band workout, which is bodycon. Then I would also be focusing on Pilates, which helps to strengthen the lower part of the body and all the muscles that are going to support the stability in your hips. Then for the mobility side, I would be doing things like Pilates, again, things like hip circles. Think about how much mobility you do in those, and just generally for building strength, core strength, for the stability, but then also the mobility, Pilates is your one, and yoga and yoga flow. But also doing a bit of everything. Doing a little bit of everything is key, right? And key to overall well-being and wellness. But in terms of actually strengthening, building up your stamina and mobility, start small. Start off with 10 minutes of something. If you come to the live class, I always say it's absolutely fine if you come and then you leave after 10 or 15 minutes. If you're trying to build it up to, say, a full half hour, absolutely fine by me. Or you could do the exact same on demand. 10 minutes of something. Next week, aim for 15 minutes. When you're doing stronger, you might choose a release to do, and you might choose the same weight selection for 3 weeks. And then after 3 weeks, you might think, okay, right, I'm going to add a kilo on either side here. So you can watch your progression, build it up and build up your stamina. But don't try and think about the whole staircase all in one. You've got to take that one step at a time. Build it up. And while you're doing it, being very mindful about your form and how you're doing it, so you've got the correct technique before you start adding weight on or doing progressions within the classes. For that, I would look at the how-to area on demand and go through those videos there. And also I'd be tempted to have a little mirror. Maybe if you're conscious of it, or film yourself doing it so you can see what it looks like, and you can always send that to me as well if you're not sure. But yeah, go for it. Just basically go for it. Get started. That is the only way we can build up and we can make progress. Just get started. Question number 5. I'm thinking about making changes to my diet, including more fibre. Any advice? When you are increasing your fibre in your diet, it is so important to do this gradually. If you don't, you could have a lot of bloating, a lot of gas, and you may be spending a lot of time on the toilet in a not so nice way. It is really important to do it gradually, bit by bit, and make sure you are staying hydrated along with that to help your body process and digest everything. You want to be, most people, as a rough guide, want to be aiming for about 25 grams of fibre a day. So you're going to find fibre in your foods like your fruits, your vegetables, your legumes, your whole grains, the real whole foods. And if you're not sure, you can always look on the back of a packet and have a look at the fibre contents on there. Like I said, over the course of the day, you want to be hitting around about 25 grams. But increasing your fibre intake can be a great way to manage your hunger. It can be a great way to improve your digestion, and typically foods with a lot of fibre in are going to be those really nourishing foods anyway that are going to have the added bonus of, you know, a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals. So it's a great thing to do. Obviously, as with everything, too much of anything can be a bad thing, but just do it very gradually and be very mindful of that, and make sure you stay hydrated alongside it. Next question number 6. I want to increase upper body strength, but I'm struggling to increase the weight on the bar and finish the tracks in stronger. Should I stay lighter and finish the track, or should I go heavier and do as much as I can? I feel like a bit of a weed at the moment. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. You are getting stronger. Now, what I would do is I would focus on proper form over everything. Now, stronger is a workout where we're using lighter weights and higher repetition. So it's not like where you're going to the gym and you are doing, 8 to 10 reps, 3 sets of something. It's not like that. We are working the chest. We're putting the muscles into fatigue for approximately, it could be up to about 5 or 6 minutes. So it is important, therefore, to make sure you've got good technique and you complete the track with good technique, and obviously feeling like you've really worked the muscles, but not putting yourself at any risk of injury. So I would say in that case, go lighter and complete the track and add on gradually. I'd be very tempted to choose the same release, so the same stronger, and mark your progression over time. And if you need to have a little break during the track, that's absolutely fine. But to build up your strength, so let's say if we're doing the chest track here, choose a stronger release, do the same one a few times, and you will find it gets easier. But you must stay consistent, and I'll be doing it at least a couple of times a week, because doing it once and then coming back to it 7 or 8 days later is probably not gonna, what's the saying, is it cut the mustard? Is that right? Is that the saying? Anyway. Yeah, you need to make sure, I would say at least at least twice a week, stay consistent with it, choose a release. Other ways to improve your upper body strength, you could get on the 3-minute push-ups and make it your aim that you're going to do that track every single day. You could do the upper body strength class if you go into on demand and type that in. That's more heavier weights and taking your time, as opposed to, hitting the beat in a track kind of thing. Also, hit with weights, you could load up your bar and just take your time a little bit in that. So hit with weights, yes, it's high intensity, but we're working a certain, muscle group for so many seconds. So let's say 50 seconds, you could go a little bit heavier in that 50 seconds and really work your strength in that. Come back to stronger and see how you've got on. But it's going to be consistency, it's going to be patience. Also making sure your muscles are having adequate recovery in between. So not doing, say, that same stronger release. I doubt you're doing this anyway, but, in the morning and doing it in the evening, or doing it straight away the day after. Let your muscles have time to repair. And that includes eating enough protein as well, so that you want to build strength. And then you'll be hitting those stronger workouts. But just have patience with yourself and stay in that positive mindset. Growth mindset, don't give up, because the only way we can fail is if we give up. So just keep going at it. Let me know how you get on. Question number 7. So I'm trying to lose a bit of fat, not weight, as I'm putting on muscle. How is best to quantify and track this? Okay, So there's lots of different ways of tracking your progress when you are losing weight, and there's some that I prefer and some that I'd probably steer clear against. And you've kind of already mentioned this. So you said that you want to lose fat but increase muscle. So you kind of know that maybe the scales won't tell you the full picture. And that is one thing I always want to reiterate here. When a lot of people do join us, or they go on a weight loss journey or a fat loss journey, they find at the start they lose weight really quickly, and then it starts to plateau. But at the same time as it's plateauing, their body is changing shape because they're improving their muscle mass. Now, muscle is more dense than fat tissue. So you might not see much of a difference in the scale, but your body is going to be changing shape, and you're going to be getting that toned, lean look. You know, the lean look that everyone wants, that they associate with weight loss. You need to be working your muscles for it, of course, as you know, as you said here. So what I would be doing, I wouldn't worry too much about quantifying your body fat percentage. I wouldn't worry about that at all. There's not really many accurate ways to measure your body fat unless you go and get a DEXA scan, and that can be quite expensive. And also, if you're going to want to monitor your progress over time, it's going to really rack up the expenses. You're looking at about £200 or £300 for a DEXA scan, but that's the most accurate way you're going to get a body fat percentage measurement. Is that right? Yeah. That you can get body fat scales, but they're not accurate, so I won't worry about that. You can do skin calipers, again, okay, but not accurate. I would be tempted to use progress pictures. So standing in the same position at the same time of day, take them every 6 weeks in your underwear, keep them for you, and you can see your progress over time. You can also do measurements like your waist, hips, legs if you wanted to track that way, if you wanted to, quantify it like that. But the best thing you can do really is focus on ticking the boxes. And this isn't to sound all like woo-woo or anything, but I would really journal on, while you're on this journey, how your energy is feeling, how you're feeling in yourself, like your stress, your sleep, how you're showing up, your progression, your workouts, like are you getting stronger? Are you feeling more confident? How are your clothes feeling? How are they fitting? Are you going out and buy new clothes because you want to, because you're feeling better in yourself? And that for me is a much better measurement of progress, and progress in any form of losing body fat and improving your muscle mass. So I hope that's helpful. And one thing that really is going to help is Will is making a measurements area for the journal, so you can track your own measurements in there. You can put your pictures in there, and you can go back to a certain point in time and compare your pictures over time. And you can also do that with weight, or you can turn the weight selection off, and you can do it with measuring your waist, your hips. Will is nearly there with that, and he's going to have that out literally in under 2 weeks' time. So, I mean, I've told him he has to. So that would be a great tool to start using. So for now, you could jot it down, but soon it's all going to be in your own little journal area anyway, which would be great. Question number 8. As I age, my clothes are getting baggy and so is my skin. What do I do about it? So as we age, it's a natural thing. It happens, and it's because of a decrease in elastin. Get your words out, Lorna. Maybe I need some more squash. Elastin and collagen, and they're two proteins in the body that help the skin look more firm. And as we get older, they decline, which leaves the skin looking less firm. But also, now I've written down the word because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to pronounce it properly. Hyaluronic acid, which is a molecule that helps you retain moisture in your skin, that also decreases. But this doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, and there are things that we can do to help minimize this. And in terms of the clothes looking baggy as well, I'm going to go over this, but I'm just going to talk about the skin first, and then I'll go into the baggy feeling in the clothes and everything. So with the skin, it's really important, and I'm going to talk to you about some basics that you've probably already heard, but A lot of people know it, but just don't implement it. So it's your job to make sure you're implementing these things, okay? Making sure you're wearing sun cream every day. And a really easy way to do this and to kill two birds in one stone is to get moisturizer that has SPF in it. So then you're moisturizing your skin, you're giving it that more moisturized look, almost that dewy look. And also you're protecting your skin from the sunlight. Obviously avoiding smoking, making sure you've got a healthy diet, making sure that your sleep is good, because don't forget, sleep is where our bodies quite literally repair themselves from the inside out. And that is in terms of your body, in terms of your skin, in terms of your brain and the information you're able to store and remember. Sleep is so, so important. And along with that, stress. So let's just tick these off. SPF, make sure you're moisturizing, making sure you've got adequate sleep, making sure you've got a healthy diet, and staying hydrated. Make sure you definitely are drinking enough water. If you don't know if you're having enough water, all you need to do is look at the colour of your pee. I always say try and aim for about 2.5 litres. Obviously, it depends on your activity level, how hot it is, etc. But it's just a good marker. Then look at the colour of your pee. What colour is it? You're aiming for a very, very pale, light straw colour. Notice I said pale and very and light a lot. Okay, that's what you want to aim for. Exercise is one of the best ways to improve the blood flow to your skin. It is also one of the best ways to help you stay young, but also help you stay young in your body as well. Collagen supplements may help. The jury's out on this, and I don't feel like the research is fully conclusive yet. Collagen may help, as well as retinoids. So that is a vitamin A base thing. Product, and that is meant to stimulate the production of collagen. Then you've got vitamins such as vitamin C, your antioxidants, and your antioxidants, they're going to help tackle free radicals, which is what your body produces when it's trying to fight off the environment, the badness of the environment. That's a terrible way of putting it, but you get what I mean. Produces free radicals, and antioxidants are going to help tame those. So that vitamin C is great for that, and also helping stimulate collagen. So there you've got potentially collagen, potentially as in like collagen supplements, potentially retinoids. Definitely make sure you're getting your antioxidants in, and also massage can help as well. And it also feels nice. Massage just improves the blood flow as well as exercise. Now, if you're getting the baggy feeling in your skin as in your clothes, it's probably due to a decline in muscle mass. So I would make sure you are stimulating the muscles enough. So you are lifting weights, you are using, body weight to increase your muscle mass. And also with that, allowing yourself enough rest so your body can repair from your workouts. Because if it doesn't repair, you won't improve your muscle mass. So just make sure you're stimulating the muscle, making sure you're prioritizing strength training, making sure you're eating enough protein to help repair your muscle, you're drinking enough to help repair your muscle, you're sleeping enough to help repair the muscle, and you're resting adequately to repair your muscles. And then that is going to give you less of the baggy clothes look. Is that a good way of saying it? Yeah, just help to retain your muscle mass, because as we get older, if we don't do anything to stimulate the muscle and help repair the muscle, we do have a big decline in muscle mass. We start to lose muscle mass after the age of about 30, and then exponentially after the age of 60 if we don't round about 60, or for ladies that perimenopausal menopausal stage, if we don't do anything about it. So make sure you are doing what you can, and all you can do is control the controllables. And then aside from that, I suppose there's facelifts and there's Botox and all of that. But just make sure you are controlling the controllables, and just see it as it's a new chapter in life. That's what I think. And what is the saying about wrinkles in your laughter lines, how they tell a story? But I just think it's just a new chapter. I think a lot of people get worried about aging in general, but it's a new exciting chapter of life. Like, what's going to happen now? Don't say death, because that's not true. It's just a new exciting chapter. But those things, that baggy clothing feel, just make sure you are doing your strength training. And also, if you feel like that, if it's wearing on your confidence, I would just buy different clothes as well. Just get different clothes that feel better and feel better on you. Anyway, gang, I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do let me know. Just comment on this, or wherever you're listening to it, send me a little message, because I always like to know if I'm having positive impact. Sounds very cheesy, but it's true. It's why I do this job. It's why I do what I do. And if you or anyone wants to join our 6-week reboot course, we're starting on the 18th. It's a week on Monday. Get in touch now. And if not now, then when? Just think of where you could be in the next 6 weeks. Where do you want to be? Let us help you get there. And I will see you soon. And squaddies, keep on stepping. See you soon, gang. Bye.